Hey everyone, welcome to Reddit Readout. Today we are checking out Choosing Beggars. Story 1. The Best of Operation Choosing Beggar. Story 2. OP looking for a boyfriend who makes 140k and for a friend. Story 3. Stories of choosing beggars you've personally experienced. I have a relative who'd gotten into some financial struggles. He called for some assistance, and I decided to help him out by loaning him a decent amount for him to pay off his debts. He was told he could pay me back on his own schedule. I don't expect that he'll pay back this loan, but I'm financially secure enough to not worry about it. Well, when I told him I'd help out, he had a few choice words. Initially, when I told him I'd agree to loan him enough to pay off his debts, he not so subtly reminded me that he also had living expenses he needed to cover monthly. I ignored it. He couldn't decide how to receive the money, providing me with 3 banks to transfer the money into, but refusing settle on one, so I went old school and wrote him a check for him to cash. He cashed it and started writing checks to pay off his debts immediately without even checking to see what the bank's hold time was on such a significant transaction. When those checks inevitably came back, he blamed both me, for writing a check instead of transferring the money directly, and my parents, for not raising me to make better decisions. After his bank finally got in contact with me to finalize the transaction, I informed him our business was done and blocked contact with him. He's since been unblocked, but no contact has been re-established yet. I can be certain that he knows better than to ask me for money again without paying me back first. Story 4. Constantly ISO everything. Not sure if this qualifies. But does anybody else have that one person in their local buy nothing group that does nothing but post that they're in search of something? This is all from the same person and posted within days apart. This isn't even the half of it either. Story 5. She wanted bills. I know this isn't a big deal compared to other stories on here, but I am still annoyed. A woman stopped me in the parking lot and asked for money for the bus or coffee. I said sorry. All I have is this toonie, as I dug it out of my purse and handed it to her. She looks at it and said, "Don't you have any small bills?" I reiterated that all I had was the toonie and she walked away without another word. Story 6. This one isn't content with 1. 2 posts, same day. Story 7. Customer at the restaurant I work at. So this guy called back and said he was furious because apparently we forgot to pack one of his free cornbreads as a side to his meal. It was for a meal that came with 2 sides, so now our manager has to drive out to him with 3 cornbread to him because he doesn't want to drive back here, and the address he gave the manager wasn't the right address. So I'm thinking the guy was just trying to get some free cornbread or something, cause we cannot even find his order anywhere either. Story 8. No coffee for you. I work for a government agency in a shared office building. The floor I am on has us and a private company on the opposite side, with a fairly large, shared break room in the middle. Has all necessary kitchen amenities to store, heat up and even prepare your food. Each side also has their own break room, albeit somewhat smaller. When I started working there 7 years ago, the common break room lacked a coffee machine. I had recently come into possession of a really expensive piece of equipment, way too big for my own kitchen, which I decided to install in the break room. Agreements were made with the people in my own office and the ones who worked in the opposite side office. I bought the coffee and cleaned the machine, while everyone chipped in for the beans. All informal. Good times. The people on the opposite side moved out about 6 months ago. 2 months ago, the whole space was taken over by a middle-aged lady who works alone. No idea why one person would rent out the whole space, but do as you wish. I have seen her use the coffee machine, but since it was just her, I decided to just let her use it. My colleagues, who still chipped in as per our agreement, didn't mind either. The trouble started when that lady managed to somehow get a hold of our office's main email address, complaining that the coffee provided was not to her liking. She briskly requested that we immediately take care of it, even giving suggestions as to which type of coffee should be provided. My boss informed her that the coffee, as well as the machine, were provided out of one of his subordinates' own pockets and that she is free to buy herself any brand she likes, suggesting in response that she go with Kopi Luwak. Her response, if you can call her reaction that, was to remove all the coffee from the common break room, theft. When confronted she played innocent, but always with a nasty smirk on her face. At this point I decided that the hassle was too much and simply removed the coffee machine, installing it in the smaller break room on our side. This led to a barrage of emails from the lady to my boss, threatening to call the police if the coffee machine, which she insisted was common property, wasn't returned to the shared break room. My boss sent her one final response, informing her that she is free to do so, before putting her on the spam list. The police never showed up for anything golf course. Story 9. I agree to $30 for the $40 leather jacket, then he finds out it's a long drive and offers $10 instead. I literally listed my approximate location in the listing, so if he'd read it he would have known it wasn't in his area. Understanding this conversation was difficult and turned out to be a waste of time lol. Story 10. ChoosingBeggar wants me to make him a thumbnail for free. Pretty much up until recently, I did Minecraft animation. My work wasn't amazing, and due to limited time because of me being very busy, I didn't have much work in my portfolio, so it was more of a hobby for me, and I am by no means a professional animator. I joined a Minecraft animation Discord server, hoping to learn from people better than me. I posted my work there, and a random person DM'd me. He had joined the server around a day ago, so nobody really knew him. The conversation went something like this. CB, hey, I saw your work, and I really like it. Me, thanks. CB, so I'm a YouTuber, and I need a Minecraft thumbnail. Me, okay. CB, can you make one for me? Me, sorry, I'm really busy, so I can't do commissions RN. CB, no, I don't need a commission. You pay for commissions. This one is free. Me, as I said, I'm really busy. I'm not willing to do paid works for others, so why would I do work for free? CB, busy doing what? Scrolling through TikTok? Me, I don't even have TikTok. I can't do the work. A no is a no. If you want someone to do work for you, hire someone. I linked him to Fiverr. CB, but your work is the best, I want you to do it. Me, you're not even willing to pay. CB, I will pay. My video will get 40 million views and you will get a percentage of the revenue. Me, sorry, I have a lot of personal projects. I don't have time for yours. CB, but mine is more important. At this point I just blocked him and closed the DM. I don't even know if he genuinely wanted the thumbnail or not, and he might have just been a troll. Story 11. Please don't send your kids to daycare because we have staffing issues, but you'll still pay a premium of course. Received this from my child's daycare this week. 35% discount for that day only if we can keep the kids at home because they choose not to have enough staff to cover call-outs and staff illness. Good afternoon families, we have again been hit by a large number of unplanned sick leave for tomorrow within our team. We have influenza currently throughout the center. We wish to ensure that ratios are maintained at all times and the team have lunch breaks. Unfortunately we need to ask, if you have the capacity to keep your children home tomorrow to support our staffing levels and don't mind doing this, we will apply a 35% discount to your account. If you could please let us know by 6 p.m. tonight if you could support us, that would be great. We thank you in advance. I should also clarify, the days of care work like a roster, i.e. if your child usually attends Monday and Tuesday, you always pay for those days in full regardless of whether your kid actually attends or stays home due to them being ill etc. So it's $160 for the regular day, whether they attend or not, but they still want $104 for the day if we decide to support them by not sending the child due to their staffing issues. Story 12. Bread is not a snack. person in local needs group has been asking for snacks a couple of times. Story 13. Has anyone ever seen someone do a job for the exposure? We see all the time on here people asking for someone to do a job just for the exposure. At face value, that seems ridiculous, hence the existence of this site. My question is if any of you have ever taken someone up on one of these offers or known someone directly who did. If so, how did it work out? Was it worth it? Story 14. Some bangers from trying to sell my rare Mercedes that I don't have the money to fix. Story 15. My first and last experience with Facebook Marketplace. This morning I bought a new lawnmower. I put my old lawnmower on the curb and made a post to Facebook Marketplace listing the item as free for pickup. I gave my address and listed it as first come first serve. I did a couple of work calls on my couch. I could see the mower out my window. Somebody showed up, took the mower away. Great. 5 minutes later, before I got the post down, another person showed up. They got out of the car, walked up and down my driveway for a few minutes. I thought that was weird since it was pretty obvious the mower was gone already. Then I saw them run back to their car and take off. I came outside to find they had keyed the shit out of the side of my car. That mower still worked fine. I could have sold it for a little money, but I thought giving it away might help somebody out. Story 16. No good deed goes unpunished. First time posting here. Apologies for the formatting, I just can't seem to get the post to format the way I had intended. For context, the shop, not in a mall, nearby to where I live often has homeless and illicitly influenced individuals hanging around. It's pretty common to be asked by at least one individual for cash as you enter and exit the shop. It's also common to see someone either totally off their face, or shooting up / smoking a glass pipe. I never carry cash on me and usually use my phone to tap when paying for things at the store just because I hate carrying things on my person if I don't have to. I don't like to give actual cash to these individuals because there's a good chance that they're using it to buy drugs, but I always offer to instead take them inside and buy some food or supplies, and if any of them have dogs outside with them I always buy some dog food too. I was approached by a woman who appeared to be in her early 40s and who looked pretty rough. She's someone that I've seen with my own eyes participating in illicit drug-taking activities on previous shopping visits. CB, Miss, do you have $55.50 I can have? Me, I'm so sorry, I don't carry cash. I could buy you some food or supplies from the shop while I'm there though. CB, I really need $55.50 in cash though. Me, you can come with me and pick what you're wanting, but I don't have any cash on me. CB, can you get cash out at the register? Me, no, but like I said I'm happy to buy you supplies from inside. CB, you don't have a purse? Me, I tap my phone to pay. CB, can you go home and get your card? Me, do you want me to buy you something or not? CB, just get $50.50 out for me at the register, I need the cash. Me, I'm not getting cash out, you can't do that with a phone anyway. CB, there's an ATM here, can you get cardless cash out for me? Me, no, it's not my bank anyway, lie. CB, prove it. Show me your bank app. Me, no. By this point I'm walking away and she begins following me. I assume, stupidly, that she's decided she would like some food from the store. We get inside and CB asks the register attendant if you can get cash out when you tap your phone to pay, which they reply with no. She turns to me and begins yelling at me that I should go and get cardless cash out from the ATM and give it to her and that I'm ruining her day by refusing this. She ends up getting escorted out of the store by security. I did my shopping and grabbed some spare dog food and some stuff from the hot and ready to eat meal section to give to a guy and his dog outside, and I picked one up for the lady too. Rude or not, everyone deserves to eat. The man was grateful and let me pet his dog. The CB threw the hot food at me and screamed that it wasn't $50.50. I've stopped going to that shop if I see her outside when I pull up. That's all for today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.